Conspiracy theorists, please listen up. I'm speaking with you in regards to the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight that happened November 15th at Dallas Cowboys Stadium on Netflix, which was viewed by over 60 million people. Insane, I know. But listen up. I'm going to break it down. Mike Tyson, 58 years old. Not your average 58-year-old. Completely understand. But what you aren't taking into account is that your emotions and your love for Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had a cocaine addiction, substance abuse problems, went to prison, had over 50 pro boxing matches. And mind you, he almost died in June of 2024 this year, which is why the first fight was postponed per Mike Tyson's releasing of his medical stuff. He got blood transfusions, everything. So we saw a 58-year-old Mike Tyson square off against a 27-year-old YouTuber turned professional boxer. I'll get into that in a little bit, but let's focus on Mike Tyson for one. This is for all my conspiracy theorists. Not everything is a conspiracy. And listen, I 100% am open to conspiracy theorists. I was a COVID conspiracy theorist back in the 2020 when it all happened, and it turned out a lot of that stuff became true, right? So I'm not against the fact that it's a conspiracy that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul was scripted. I am against the reasoning that you guys think it was scripted. Everybody that I've talked to is like, oh my gosh, Mike, his training videos, he looked so good, and sparring videos and all of this stuff, and if he would have done what he did back in the day, he would have murdered Jake Paul. Yeah, he would have. But listen to me. What you saw on Instagram and YouTube is you saw 15-second highlight reels of Mike Tyson getting caught on the mitts. Now, all you coaches out there, if you're claiming this is a conspiracy, you should lose your coach's license. Because listen to me, you guys know as well as I know that when we're catching on the mitts, we're controlling that distance. We're not trying to move out of the way of Mike Tyson. We're trying for Mike Tyson to hit us on the mitts. That's the purpose of our fighters, and that's the purpose of what we do is we want to be there for them to make contact. Now, when Mike Tyson got into the ring, and he stepped in the ring with Jake Paul, who was 27, who knows Mike Tyson can punch, who knows Mike Tyson is a Hall of Famer. Yes, every time Mike approached Jake Paul, Jake controlled the distance. It was pretty simple, guys. It wasn't scripted. And then Mike couldn't pull the trigger because his reflexes are 100% not the same as they were 20 years ago. Mind you, Mike Tyson's last ever pro fight was against Kevin McBride in 2005, okay? He hasn't had a real pro fight in almost 20 years. Now, I also want all of you conspiracy theorists, if you want to do your homework, go back and watch Kevin McBride versus Iron Mike Tyson. Tell me that his reflexes and tell me that his style, his peekaboo style, his fast punches and his hard punches looked the same for Kevin McBride in 2004. Okay? Fast forward, 2024. What happened was exactly what I predicted and expected to happen. Jake Paul win by decision. I hate the fact that I'm saying that. Yes, I love Mike Tyson. I think it's phenomenal. Mike even went out there and went 8 rounds. But all of the people that before the fight even happened, they were like, Mike's going to kill him. Mike's a trained killer. And then as soon as Mike loses, now it's a conspiracy. It doesn't work that way, guys. It just doesn't work that way. Sometimes life is what it is, okay? Mike Tyson went out there. He did his absolute best. Props to Mike Tyson at 58 years old, fighting a Jake Paul who is in shape at 27 years old, who was 10-1 going into that fight as a professional boxer, 11-1 now. He's going to have it on his record that he beat Mike Tyson, which Mike Tyson did not fight Jake Paul in the real world, okay? What I mean by that is, no, Jake Paul does not get boxing credit for beating Mike Tyson. Jake Paul, however, does get marketing credit for making $40 million in one of the most watched boxing matches of all time. 60 million plus people watched it. Jake Paul made $40 million. Mike Tyson made $20 million. But it was not scripted. It was not scripted. But what was scripted was Jake Paul was 27. Mike Tyson was 58 years old. And they played on everybody's emotions, okay? That's all it was. Everybody wanted to believe Mike Tyson was going to win. We all did. I wanted Mike Tyson to win. But when he got out there, I saw him walk into the ring. He didn't look the same. He was 58 years old, guys. There's no conspiracy. Again, break it down. Kevin McBride knocked out Mike Tyson in the 6th round. Kevin McBride doesn't touch Mike Tyson previous years if Tyson's in his prime. It just doesn't happen, okay? But we fast forward. 20 years later, he fights Jake Paul, who in his own right, in his own credit, is a very athletic kid. Does know how to box. Is he a high-level professional boxer? 100% no. Is Jake Paul a world champion? 100% no. Okay? Put that theory out the door, because it never said Jake Paul is world class. Jake Paul's a world-class marketer. The kid is brilliant. The kid is a disruptor. But don't come on here and try to tell me that a 27-year-old couldn't beat a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Okay, it wasn't your average 27-year-old either. You guys don't give Jake Paul enough credit that he has learned the craft to a point to where he is okay. He does know how to box. He does know how to move. He does know how to implement a game plan. He does know how to throw a jab. He does know how to throw a feint, okay? But I want to tell you one thing too. When it goes to conspiracy theories in boxing, name me one boxing conspiracy theory that ended up coming true. The most recent one that I can think about is Tyson Fury ripping the padding out of his gloves to beat Deontay Wilder. And let's throw that out of the way too, because Tyson Fury went on to knock out Deontay Wilder twice. The very first fight they fought was a draw, but everybody knows that Tyson Fury should have won that. So Tyson Fury, 3 wins technically over Deontay Wilder. And everybody said, oh, it was conspiracy. And they showed me all these videos, how his glove was flapping around. And I'm seeing all these videos about Mike Tyson too. Well, look, Mike, look what he did this when Jake did this. It looked like it was scripted. No, it didn't. I'm a boxer. I know boxing movements. I know when a person gets older because I'm getting older as well. Your reactions slow down. That's the first thing to go. Your power is the last to go, they say. So Mike always had the power. But Jake wasn't stupid. He wasn't going to sit there in front of Tyson. If you actually watch the video, Mike did throw and land a couple hooks, and immediately Jake Paul wrapped him up, which is what I would have coached Jake Paul to do. If Mike Tyson gets close to you, Jake, wrap him up. Keep him on the outside with your jab. Move around that big, huge ring. That was a huge ring. So, conspiracy theorists, you guys are wrong. And I'm making this video now so I don't have to respond to every single message, every single post, I'm done responding to them all. You're getting this video. So, let me recap for you. Mike Tyson's 58 years old, had a cocaine addiction, had a drug addiction, substance abuse, spent time in prison, lived a very rough, tough life. His body has been through more than most. Also, he had 50-something professional boxing matches in the heavyweight division. He's not your normal 58-year-old in that regard, is that his body's a little broken down. But also, guess what? He almost died in June of this year, his own words, for medical problems and medical issues. So don't tell me it was scripted. Mike Tyson lost to a 27-year-old, and good for him. He won 8 rounds. And I thought Jake Paul showed a lot of compassion towards the end and didn't knock out Mike Tyson. And I don't think that was scripted. I think that I was watching the fight. As I'm watching that fight, and I've been in boxing matches, I'm not going to beat a guy up that's defenseless. We all have a heart. Mike Tyson, we love the guy. He's been through a lot. We all have a heart. We did not want to see Jake Paul pummel and beat up Mike Tyson. We did it. We wanted to see Mike Tyson beat up Jake Paul, but in the end, it showed. After 2 rounds, I was like, oh my gosh, Jake Paul can knock out Mike Tyson anytime he wanted. I'm glad that he didn't, okay? I'm glad that he didn't. Was that scripted? No. That was, I have some compassion. I am a human being, and I want to beat Mike. I don't want to hurt Mike. And that's exactly what happened. It wasn't scripted. They went out there. Mike fully trained his butt off, fully wanted to win, fully tried to win. It just didn't show up because he was 58 years old, guys. 58. Just let Mike have his moment, okay? It wasn't scripted. Mike didn't need the money. Mike's doing very well, okay? Jake Paul is what he is. This kid's so hated that people can't fathom in their tiny brains that he could have possibly done that to a 58-year-old. Yes, he could have. And also, yes, Jake Paul loses to any top professional boxer. Yes, he does, okay? And also, he's not picking on these guys. Mike Tyson is a grown man. He could have said no to this fight. Just like every other person that Jake Paul has fought, he could have said no. They chose to go forward with these fights, okay? Jake Paul's making money off of that. He's also only had 12 pro fights, okay? 12. Go back and look at everybody else's records. They didn't really fight big names until later on in their career, and this is including Mike Tyson. But that's another story. This story is for the conspiracy theorists. The fight was not scripted. Mike Tyson went out there, tried to win. Mike Tyson wanted to win. Mike Tyson wanted to beat up Jake Paul. It just didn't work out that way. If you thought Mike was going to win and he lost, be a man, say that I was wrong, my prediction was off. I've been off many times in predictions, and I come back and I say I was wrong. I thought that Anthony Joshua was going to beat Usyk. He didn't. I was wrong. I thought Tyson Fury was going to beat Usyk. He didn't. I was wrong. It wasn't a conspiracy theory. He lost. Mike Tyson lost a fair, quote-unquote, professional boxing match because it was 8 2-minute rounds. I'll give you that. Not scripted, but it was 8 2-minute rounds. Professional boxers go 3-minute rounds, and if it's a championship fight, they go 12 rounds. So the 8 rounds is not that big of a deal. It's the length of the round. However, Jake Paul won. 0 boxing credit for beating Mike Tyson, but all the credit for making $40 million in your 12th pro fight. Props to you, Jake Paul. Props to you for convincing the world, helping convince the world that Mike Tyson actually could have turned back time. I wish he would have. I'm with everybody else, but he didn't. I predicted Jake Paul would win by a decision. Jake Paul won by a decision. Not shocking. Check us out, guys, on our podcast page, Weighing In with Travis Harmon, Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're also on YouTube. We're on Spotify. Check us out everywhere. It's called Weighing In with Travis Harmon. You can disagree with me, and I'm okay with it. God bless. Love you guys.